Okay, Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to our lecturer Dr. Amran and our panel, Madam Nahdatul Faeizin. So we are from the Thinker for in Group 4, would like to present our ICC project. So the title for our ICC project is the Improvement System Flow for Congregation at Surau Al-Ikhlas. So before we continue with our presentation, I would like to show you our introduction video. So to continue with our presentation, we start with our process and activity. So in process and activity, we use the PDA cycle to determine the activity needed during the ICC project. This is the group attendance for our meeting. So during the ICC project implementation, all the team members attend the meeting. So this is the measurable impact during team formation. So there are several items, which is teamwork, knowledge of ICC, confidence, commitment, and networking. And we rate this in scale from 1 to 6. And this is the team members' abilities. So project solution and definition. Before that, we start with our project flowchart. So this is our flowchart, and this is our listed 10 potential organization that have been suggested by each of our team member. This is the criteria selection for the company targeted, which is such as cost, time-bound, accessibility, measurable, and lesson learned. So to make it clear regarding in choosing our company, so we use prioritization metrics to calculate the total mark, and based on this prioritization metrics, we found out that Surau Al-Ikhlas at Balai Bomba and Penyelamat Titiwangsa has the highest total mark. So we finally choose this company, and this is the formal letter to the organization. So company profile, the name of our company is Surau Al-Ikhlas at Balai Bomba dan Penyelamat Titiwangsa at Kuala Lumpur. So this organization is located at Kampung Baru, and this is the company profile, the details. And this is the organization chart for the Surau management. To continue with our presentation, I would like to invite Farid to discuss more about the problem selection.
Thank you, Fidaus. My name is Farid Daniel. I will continue to explain the next part, which is the problem selection. This is the list of possible problem selection. The first one is no proper flow for outsider to come to Surau Al-Ikhlas. The second one is no SOP in using the lift, and the third one is the lack of 5S implementation. This is the problem we prove for the three problem. This is the problem rating that we use to choose the problem, and the highest score is 18, which is the no proper flow for outsider to come to Surau Al-Ikhlas. I will continue to explain the next part, which is the data collection. For the data collection, we use questionnaire to do survey about the elevator issue. The survey has been created by using Google Form. This questionnaire consists of 8 questions, including demographic, elevator issue, and COVID-19 issue. This is the list of questionnaire. This is the result from the survey. The important part from this way is the waiting time is too long, which is consists of 60% according to the feedback that we get, and when in normal hours it's not too long to wait. The lift which is less than 1 minute, which is consists 67.9%. I will move on to next point, which is 5W1H. We use this technique because it allow us to understand a situation to resolve a problem by analyzing all the aspects. For the first point is what too many non-residents using the elevator at the same time, especially for Friday prayer, causing heavy traffic flow and time taken for the resident to use the elevator. Where at Surau Al-Ikhlas. Why? To avoid any contact between the resident and outsider that can cause a COVID infection, especially in a resident lift that will be used by the outsider, and to avoid longer waiting time to get into the surau. When? During Friday prayer. And who is a Muslim or user of the surau, and how is to improve the movement flow for outsider to Surau Al-Ikhlas. For the problem statement for this project is the limited space and capacity for elevator and surau that is specialized to be used by resident and now being occupied by non-resident, especially during Jumaat prayer, was held in Surau Al-Ikhlas. It takes about 3 to 4 minutes to wait the elevator to arrive during Jumaat prayer. I will move on to next point, which is smart analysis. We use smart analysis because it helps us to guide goal setting and help us to focus and increase chance of achieving our goal. For specific is longer time needed for resident to use the lift during Jumaat prayer and to reduce congregation from non-resident and resident in order to comply with the SOP of COVID-19 by avoiding a close contact. And the measurable is measurement time in minutes, 3 to 4 minutes to arrive. Target to reduce is 1 to 2 minutes only, and total number Friday congregation prayers. And achievable is to reduce the time needed for resident to use the lift and to provide traffic flow for non-resident from ground floor to the surau at level 3. And the realistic is benchmarking with the system flow at Surau Bank Bangsa, Bank Rakyat Bangsa, and the time bound is predicted to complete the project within 16 weeks. And for the objective is to reduce time for the lift to arrive and to avoid any contact between resident and non-resident, and the target setting is only 1 to 2 minutes to wait for the lift. And the source of target, the movement flow during Jumaat prayer at bangunan Bank Rakyat Bangsa. And this is the target setting later by the organisation. This is the next is improvement opportunities analysis, and this is the picture of the flow at Surau Al-Ikhlas. And this is this slideshow data collection for headcount for congregation for 3 weeks. The headcount of people is taken during Jumaat prayer. This is know to how many people that goes to Surau Al-Ikhlas for Jumaat prayer. This slide show data collection for headcount, the time taken in second for lift to arrive during Jumaat prayer, which is at the peak hour, consists of 4 floors. This slide show data analysis, histogram and box plot for waiting time at 5th floor, and average duration is 63 seconds, and for the 8th floor the average duration is 102 seconds. And for 12th floor, average duration is 153 seconds. And for the waiting time at 15th floor is the 201 seconds. This slide showed data analysis individual plot for all time taken for 4th floor. Next, I would like to invite Alia to continue with the presentation.
Assalamualaikum, I'm Alia, and I'm going to continue presentation with the possible causes on why there is a heavy traffic flow every Jumaat prayer. So there are 20 causes found in total. Next. And it is divided into 5 categories, which is person, method, machines, environment, also material. So based on the affinity diagram before, a fishbone diagram has been formed using the same data with the previous tools. So this is the cause and effects diagram that we have formed. Next. Right. So from all the causes, we stated the findings for each one. So in order to help in justifying either the causes need to be accept or reject. So there are only a few causes that we reject due to the unreasonable findings, such as our team decided to reject the causes of the stars is gloomy because we found it is not a main causes to focus on. Next. All right. So over here, our team provided the evidence of some causes found in the area, such as a lift always under maintenance, there is no signage, no system for registration, no proper movement flow. The stairs environment is gloomy, as I said before. The locations, right, and the last one, the small lift capacity, also only 2 elevator for whole building. Right, next. So after conducting each of the process flow, it can be concluded that the rest causes of heavy traffic flow and high usage of elevator, especially during Jumat prayer, is due to the lift always under maintenance. There is no proper signage provided, no proper movement flow, no proper system for registration. The location of Surau Al-Ikhlas is strategic and hotspot, the small size of lift. But for the item number 1, 5, and 6, it is uncontrollable items. So thus the improvement that we implement is based on the item number 2, 3, and 4 only. Right, so based on the causes, our team has brainstormed the possible solutions as well. So this is the possible solution as listed by our team. So each solution has its own advantages and also disadvantages. So let's take a look. For example, segregate the use of elevator for resident and also outsider. It gives advantage to the residents because it can reduce the waiting time for them to use the lift. And as for the advantages, the outsider need to use the stairs instead. All right. So we also made the prioritization matrix to see which solution we need to focus on and also to prioritize more. So as stated here, we accept 4 solutions and reject the other 2 because this is due to the reasons of it will cost money on hiring a guide, and also if people already familiar with the COVID-19 thingy, so they might not giving a full attention to it. So that's why we reject the solutions. Okay, this is the final idea for solutions selected. The solution segregate the use elevator for resident and outsider. Okay, this is solutions. Segregate the use elevator for residents and outsider. We put signage for the outsiders. Label the movement flow. Develop a system for those who want to attend the Surau via Google Form, so they can fill in the form. So the solutions selected are corresponding to the objective for our project, since we are aiming to improve the traffic flow for congregations during Jumat prayer. So in the process of making this project success, there is one problem we face, which is movement restriction due to MCO. So as for the solution to overcome this, we conducted an online meeting to discuss while the members who lives in Kuala Lumpur and Selangor, they do the implementation. So each of the members play their role in order to completing this project successfully together. Now I will invite Iqbal to continue the presentations regards the implementation process. Thank you.
Thank you, Farid, Fidaus, and Alia for the wonderful presentation. Now let's talk about the implementation process. So this is the flow chart. There are 9 steps there, including development, identification, and also the application. So this is the flow to Surau before the labeling process, as you can see here. So this is the picture of the implementation process that we have done at the Surau. So this is the flow of the Surau. Okay. So this is the implementation system that we implement for the flow of Surau. We conclude the form, the QR code, and also the notice. And then this is the flow to Surau after the labeling process. So as I've been mentioned that this is the implementation of system. So this is the cut-off setting. This is the setting which automatically close the form will automatically close after it reach 50 entries. So we are going to talk about the monitoring and standardization. So Fidaus is one of the residents. So the management can directly contact to him if any issue. The management also help to standardize the implementation that has been done. So this is the data collection for number user for the Jumaat prayer. As you can see here, the first week is 45, the second week is 49, also the third week is 44. So this is the data collection that of the time taken to leave to arrival, and it has been taken in every week on 5th, 8th, 12th, and 15th floor after the implementation. So the data shows that the average duration for each floor are the 35 second, 64 second, 94 second, and also the 141 second. So we're going to move to the individual value plot. So the highest value plot is 141 second, and also the lowest one is 35 second. So this is the adjustment that we have been made, which has been solved by the actions taken. As you can see here, the first one is the tab is used on the labeling flow is this easy to disengage. The people don't notice, and also the notice has and the guideline is not long lasting as it is made by paper, so it can disengage easily. So the action is to always monitoring the condition of the labeling flow, and the QR code is placed at the front of the flow or at the entrance, and also the notice has been laminated. The notice has been laminated to make it long lasting. And this is the flow chart of the steps of the new system for the residents and the outsiders, starting from the registration, and then the entrance, and after that the system is using, and after that the lastly even going back to home after the Jumat prayer is also following the flow system, the flow movement. So how we maintain the implement element? So all the accounts, which is the Gmail account, the Google Drive account, and also the account that's been related, has been transferred the ownership into the management side, so they can manage it to do the to apply the implemented system to full of people at the building. Okay, so I will pass to Putra. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Putra. I would like to speak about the achievement and evaluation for our project. So this is the chart to show the comparison before and after the implementation. The green one shows the before implementation, and the blue one shows the result for the after implementation. The current target and achievement for the project is the waiting time for leave to arrive is longer. The COVID-19 SOE is not complying properly, and the people, especially the outsider, always depend on the elevator. The target for the project is to decrease the time taken of waiting time the elevator into 1 to 2 minutes, develop proper movement flow, encourage people, especially outsider, to use the stairs. And the achievement for our project, waiting time has been decreased into 1 to 2 minutes. Proper movement flow system and SOP has been implemented, and the peoples, who, especially outsiders who go to Surau, are following the implemented flow. This is the cost for our project, which shows the only 55 ringgit were used in this project. Alright, so after the project being done, we received a appreciation letter from the Balai Bomba Penyelamat Titiwangsa by the Ketua Balai, Mr. Rahmat Bekar Zaman, Kepala Penguasa Bomba dan Penyelamat Titiwangsa. The team members knowledge improvement, we can see here the communication, social skill, teamwork, tolerance, communication, and quality tools. This chart shows the difference between before and after the implementation on the side of teamwork, ICC knowledge, confidence, networking, and commitment. The picture shows that each achievement for our project, non-resident using the steps accordingly to the floor layout. This which also shows the non-resident using the steps according to the flow layout. This which also shows the registered resident that wants to go to the Surau. Alright, so that's all for our today's presentation. Thank you, and we are open to Q&A session.
you very much. So I would like to invite panel to give a comment and question. Thank you.
Thank you kumpulan The Thinker, Iqbal, Fidaus, Farid, Putra dan Aliyah. Okey, projek Surau ya. Patutlah muka semua bercahaya. Okey,
Alamak.
Alhamdulillah. Okey.
Alhamdulillah.
Saya nak tanya, Surau ni dia memang dekat bangunan residen Bomba tu ke? Ataupun dia macam mana? Dekat tempat awam? Dia dekat level berapa?
Dia senang cerita saya salah seorang penduduk quarters Balai Bomba Titiwangsa ni, yang dekat situ ada surau tau. Surau tu dekat floor 2 atau 3 kalau tak silap saya. Dia memang dalam bangunan, dia bukan luar.
Tapi orang luar dibenarkan untuk solat di situ lah.
Sebab dia baru sahaja dapat kebenaran untuk buat solat Jumaat. Asalnya untuk penduduk saja. Tapi kemudiannya diperluaskan kepada orang luar, which is orang yang kerja sekitar kawasan tu lah.
Okey. Apa yang saya nampak ni pun satu projek 5S juga. Kita buat SOP. Kumpulan buat SOP. Okey. Projek ni, okey. Tolong betulkan saya kalau saya tak betul. Kumpulan fokus kepada penggunaan lift dan tempoh masa. Betul tak?
Betul.
Okey. Kalau ikut you punya analisis, kat sini ada lift under maintenance. Okey, lift under maintenance ni kita tak boleh nak kawal, tapi benda ni boleh diukur. Okey, data-data yang boleh diukur adalah sangat membantu kumpulan untuk membuat keputusan menentukan penyelesaian masalah. Faham tak?
Faham.
So mungkin next time boleh tambah data lift under maintenance. Dia pihak management mesti ada punya dalam satu minggu tu berapa kali maintenance. Sebab macam ni, kalau peak hours mungkin ramai kan, dia punya pergerakan lift tu akan lagi banyak. So lagi banyak penggunaan lift, dia punya maintenance akan lagi banyak. So dia punya bilangan lift under maintenance ni sebenarnya membantu kumpulan. Okey, after implement project, berapa penjimatan masa yang telah dibuat?
Penjimatan masa, Iqbal?
Dalam seperti mana yang ditunjukkan dalam slide tadi, penjimatan masa tu dia berkurang dalam 20 second ke 30 second. Untuk dia setiap floor tu kita ambil 4 sampel daripada 4 sampel lah, mungkin 4 floor, iaitu tingkat 5, tingkat 8, tingkat 12 dan juga tingkat 15. So setiap floor tu dia ada masa time taken sendiri. So kalau makin ke atas tu makin banyak masa lah dia ambil. Tapi selepas implementation ni, kita dapat kurangkan masa untuk setiap floor tu dalam lebih kurang 20 saat ke 30 saat.
Okay, good. Okay, kalau ikut kalau saya tengok projek milestone pun memang betul-betul precise lah. You plan, you buat. Betul?
Betul.
Okay, daripada segi cost pula, saya tertanya-tanya kat sini ada cost transportation.
Transportation.
Pada mana ke mana?
Actually, dalam projek ni kita buat dekat quarters Bomba, and for yang pendekatan dengan quarters Bomba tu, ya duduk dalam KL, saya dengan Fidaus. So quarters transportation tu untuk saya lah, dan Iqbal pun ada pergi datang sekali, dan dia datang daripada Shah Alam, termasuk sekali lah dalam transportation. Jadi Iqbal tu lebih sikit sebab dia jauh, Shah Alam ke KL. Saya ni dalam 30 minit macam tu naik LRT. Itu saja transportation.
Okay.
Betul tu madam.
Okay, cadangan saya, kalau untuk mana-mana projek ni mid-S, kita tak advise untuk letak tape dekat lantai. Sebab dekat lantai ni dia punya jangka masa hayat dia amat pendek lah. Nanti cleaner sapu, lama-lama dia akan tercabut. So mungkin in future you boleh suggestkan dekat management punya surau untuk pakai cat minyak. So you tak adalah incur cost yang banyak pada masa akan datang. Okay, itu saja. Terima kasih. Tahniah.
Terima kasih.
Terima kasih madam.
Thank you, madam.
Terima kasih sir.
Terima kasih kepada Puan Datul atas komen dan soalan yang sangat-sangat baik. So hopefully kumpulan boleh take note dan learn daripada komen panel tadi lah. Dan congratulations jugalah kepada kumpulan kerana dapat menyiapkan projek tugasan ini dengan cemerlang. Okay, InsyaAllah. Okay, so terima kasih again dan without further ado, I would like to invite the next group.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.